Our 9:02 a.m. item 6.3, the election of the Chair of the Board of Supervisors and the Vice Chair of the Board of Supervisors for 2025. I am the outgoing Chair. I will conduct this election, but I will take nominations from any actual 2025 board members.
I nominate Supervisor Crandall to be chair.
I second that nomination.
Do we second nominations? I think we just have to accept the nomination,
I think,
right?
no, I thought
You
we
accept the
seconded.
nomination?
I remember seconding.
Okay, I have a motion and a second.
And
Any
I
other
accept. I think that's why.
Oh, wait.
County Council?
With a public comment, your board may want to take public comment with it.
Nah, no, okay. Should we get any other nominations before we do that?
You could.
Okay, are there any other nominations for chair? Hearing none, we'll turn to the public. Vice Chair E.J. Crandall has been nominated to be chair of the 2025 board. Anyone in the public wish to comment on that here in the chambers? Do we have anyone in the Zoom room? Do we have a Zoom room? No hands raised in Zoom. All right, I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? If not, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We have a new chair. We'll now accept nominations for vice chair for the 2025 Board of Supervisors.
Can I nominate?
Absolutely.
Brad?
You nominate Brad Rasmussen for vice chair of the Board of Supervisors. Are there any other
I
nominations?
have a comment, though. According to our board policy, you have to have 1 year to be vice chair.
Vice or chair,
Or
yeah.
chair.
Vice chair or chair?
But it's in our board policy, but it is.
I believe it's.
just read it.
I don't believe it's a hard shall not.
Okay.
It definitely recommends, I think. It doesn't, it's not a hard stop.
All right, let's look to staff. This is where they put their heads together and they talk. But-
So it appears that under the policies, it's not a hard recommendation as far as who can initiate the motion for nomination. Is that right?
It's actually who can serve as chair and vice chair.
We'll tell you what, while we're mulling over the intricacies of our board policies, such as they are there any other nominations that would be considered for the vice chair? Because that may actually trump any procedures here.
I think we have to wait on.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
So the nomination can proceed as presented.
Okay, second.
All right. We have a first and a second. Anyone, and we have a nomination for Brad Rasmussen to serve as vice chair for the 2025 board. Anyone in the chambers wish to comment on this? Anyone in the Zoom room? Bring it back to the board.
I think we actually need a name, right? No? When they speak? Okay.
All right, we have a hand raised from somebody on the Zoom room. The item before us today is the pending nomination of Brad Rasmussen to be elected as vice chair for the 2025 board. Do you have a comment?
Yes, I would like to nominate another candidate.
Don't believe members from the public would be entitled to make nominations, but I'll look over at staff very quickly. Yes, it's only for sitting board members who may make nominations for the chair and vice chair. So although I appreciate the input, we will not take a nomination from members of the public. And that will conclude comments. All right, we have accepted public input such as it was. We have a nomination. There were no other nominations made for the vice chair I'm aware of. County Council.
Yes, if I may, board, well, I could. All right, so we did find one rule under the county's policies and procedures, which states that a member shall not be elected to serve as chair unless he or she has been a member of the board for the preceding calendar year. So in this case, it is a nomination for the vice chair, but in terms, in situations where the vice chair will need to take the position of a chair if the chair of the board is not available, there is a requirement under the county's policies and procedures upon further review that whoever's sitting as a chair must be a member of the board for the preceding calendar year. So in reading that language, it appears that your board may consider other nominations for the vice chair in light of that clause.
So are you wondering what it means? Because I think
Well,
if I'm not here, then he has to be vice chair according to the policy. He would take chair, but because of that policy, wouldn't be able to. Is that what that's
Correct, because there's a pre-requirement here, and the word used as shall for the preceding calendar year, that the person who is taking over as chair, even in moments of substituting, if the chair is not available, the vice chair taking over as chair would have to have been a member for the preceding calendar year in order to take that position. The other alternative.
I would say that my comment would be this. Guess what? These whole board policies are coming back for a fresh polish job in the spring anyway. I would say that particular clause, the most strict application, yes, but if we wanted to be that strict in that application, we should have added the term vice chair to that same clause, neither the chair nor the vice chair.
And your board also has that option. I believe if in the event that specific situation arises and for whatever reason the vice chair is not able to take the position temporarily of the chair, then there are other alternative procedures that can be taken in place in which other board members can preside over the chair position for that moment in time temporarily. So there are alternative procedures in place.
Believe it or not, we do have policies and procedures and rules that we try to follow on occasion when we read them. And, okay, but I see as the sitting chair and as my outgoing act, I don't think the strict application is necessary in this point. And I do know we're going to be examining those board policies in the spring, so that'd be a great time for this new board to dive in and clean that up as needed. And most importantly, we don't have any other nominations. So without any further discussion, are we ready to take a vote? Yes? All right. The motion is to seat Brad Rasmussen as vice chair of the 2025 Board of Supervisors. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposed? Thank you very much. We have a new chair and a vice chair, and it's time to move on.